Hi everyone, welcome back to another Beyblade Burst Sparking upload, and today we are putting on a test video. So I've received some requests to try out different drivers on Mirage Fafnir, and I'm going to go with that. So I've put together a bunch here, and I could have added a lot more to this lineup, but I've whittled it down to a select group of what I think would work best with him. We're going to do a two-part upload. So the first part is going to cover which is the best Fafnir driver for Mirage, starting with the Nothing, then Rise and Absorb drivers from the previous Fafnirs. Then the second upload will cover what other driver works well with him. So we've got Revolve, Low Metal, Eternal, Atomic, and finally Bearing for those ones. Hopefully this all goes according to plan, and yeah, bear with me. First time I've done this. So that said, let's get stuck into some action. And here we are with our first test, folks. So it's going to be using the original Nothing driver from Drain Fafnir. Now I have two reasons for having this in the lineup, as well as using it for the first test. The first one is someone thought it may have been different from the new Nothing driver, so this will show that it actually isn't. And the second reason being, it's going to give us a good base comparison to go from for the rest of the drivers to come. Now we're only going to be going up against Sparking Bays in this upload, and the best to spin steel from is Brave Valkyrie at the moment, and the best to go up against to see how well a driver can spin steel will be Cursed Satan. Now I was going to use Glad Ragnarok because he is also really hard to spin steel from, but I found he burst too often and we would just be repeating rounds too much just to get that spin steel result. So yeah, here we go. I'm going to be hand launching in absorption mode, and we should see a pretty decent spin finish here from Mirage, and there we go. Now I'm going to launch him, and that should give us an even stronger spin finish this time. Barring a KO, which doesn't happen too often in absorption mode, but it does happen. And slowing down. There we go, nice strong spin finish. And finally we'll switch to that counter attack, and this one should result in another spin finish or a KO. And it doesn't really matter how long it takes to launch Brave. There we are, those impacts have increased with that counter-attack mode. I don't think we are going to see a KO. As I said, we should see a good spin finish. And there we go. Alright, and then for the last test, I am going to be doing back to absorption mode. And we'll get Cursed Satan out and hand spin against him, which will provide a bit of spin steel, but shouldn't be enough for Mirage to win, as you just saw. Now launching in absorption, and yeah, doesn't matter which one I launch first for this test. Just bump Stadium, And this is pretty much how we're going to be testing each of our drivers. So this is also showing the process that I'm going to be using. And there we go. Nice results there. And let's move on to the next driver. Alright, our next test is going to be with the Rise driver from Wizard Fafnir. And clicks are pretty much the same as with the Nothing. And of course we're going to see if we can spin steal from a standing position, just like Wizard. And but if I got the right launcher, hit it from that front angle to begin with. Well, we definitely didn't spin steal there. It just took itself out with one of those impacts, and we'll try and hit it on that back angle now. And yeah, it doesn't look like that is going to be something that will be a viable option when using this driver on Mirage, so I'd probably avoid that. Alright, let's move on to our spin steal test. Hand launching in absorption mode, and not the greatest contact then, and actually getting a spin finish itself is Brave Valkyrie. Let's just go again with that hand launch, just so we can be sure. So, geez, and Brave Valkyrie again getting another spin finish. So that's not looking good for hand launching in absorption mode. Well, let's launch in absorption mode now. See if that brings a better result. And some movement there from the Rise driver as that little outer rim comes in contact with the stadium. Which is nice to know. And there we are, a spin finish. And next up is counter attack. So let's see how we do in this mode. And bit of a good impact there. Not as much as I would have expected from this mode. And a spin finish, maybe because it's a bit of a height difference with that Rise driver. Alright, let's get out Curse Satan next and see how well we can spin steal against him. So hand launch in absorption mode against Curse. And, oh geez, was that a draw? Let's just go again real quick with that. Hard to tell. Get Curse on that driver. Let's try a second time. So not feeding it huge amount of spin. So yeah, Curse with a spin finish. Alright, let's launch him. So the movement from that Rise driver again on one of those impacts, and slowing down. And geez, that was hard to tell. I think because we were still standing a little bit here, might have gotten a spin finish. We will go for another second go at that. So so it could have been a draw, or might have just been by the slightest of margins a spin finish from Mirage. Does look like he's slowing down first here, and geez, if it is a spin finish by Mirage, it is by the very smallest of amounts. And now we've got the last driver out of the Fafnir drivers to test, which is Absorb from Geist Fafnir. And let's get straight into it. Hand launching in absorption, and that was a pretty rough initial contact then, but well, looks like Mirage took it well and coming back with a really strong spin finish. Launching now, and just hitting Mirage from every possible angle at the moment. Great Valkyrie. Just feeding him all that spin and getting that survivor finish once again. Counter attack mode. And some nice strikes coming from Brave at the moment. And not fighting back much with that counter attack mode. There's Mirage. But yeah, still coming away with a spin finish. Let's move on to Curse. So let's see how we go with Curse Satan now. And oh no, initial contact there, but here we go. And feeding him the speed well, and that was a definite spin finish there from Mirage. Let's just do launched one now. Alright, well, that was a pretty definitive win there with the hand spinning. Wasn't as confusing as the last test. Let's see how we go with being launched. And once again, a spin finish from Mirage. Well, it looks like out of the 3 Fafnir drivers, Absorb has performed the best. And with that, folks, we bring the first part of this upload to an end. As I just said, looks like Absorb is the best choice from the Fafnir drivers for Mirage. Has a nice wide curved base for spin stealing. It's got a spring-loaded tip to help with soft entry into the stadium. Nothing comes in second. And I think they really did choose Nothing as the one to release with Mirage because it was the original driver with Absorb, and if he's going to make a comeback, that one is the obvious choice for that reason. Then we've got coming in last there, the Rise driver. It really can't spin steal from a standing point like it does with Wizard. It's hard to get a hand launched spin steal with it, and we can get one from launching it, but it's not as effective as the other 2 drivers. So I hope you liked the video, and until next time, enjoy the rest of your day.